Bitcoin was the escape hatch. That was the whole pitch. Money Wall Street could not touch, could not freeze, could not control. So let me read you the headline from 2026. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust holds roughly $59 billion in assets and accounts for close to 4% of Bitcoin's entire supply. One fund, one company. 4% of the thing that was supposed to free you from exactly that kind of company. The escape hatch has a landlord now, and his name is on the door. Here is how the swallowing happened, and it was so smooth you probably cheered for it. They wrapped Bitcoin in an ETF. A neat, regulated, brokerage-friendly package that slots right into the account you already have. And everyone celebrated because the price went up and the suits who used to mock it finally took it seriously. But read what an ETF actually is, in plain words. You do not own Bitcoin. You own a share in a fund that owns Bitcoin, that is held by a custodian, that is managed by a giant. There are 3 walls between you and the asset, and you control none of them. You traded the one thing that made Bitcoin special, holding your own keys, for the convenience of holding nothing at all but a receipt. And the concentration is not slowing down, it is accelerating. In April 2026, the spot Bitcoin ETFs pulled in $2.44 billion in a single month. IBIT alone captured $1.71 billion of it. That is roughly a 70% market share going to one fund in 1 month. The market did not spread the ownership out, it funneled it. Every dollar that flows in makes the biggest player bigger, and the dream of 1 million independent holders quietly becomes one very large account. Then came May 27, 2026, and the part you were never meant to see. A single whale dumped $1.29 billion of IBIT in a dark pool trade. A dark pool. That is a private venue where big players trade away from the public order book, so the rest of the market does not see the move until it is over. $1.29 billion changed hands in the dark, you found out after. The freedom money now moves in rooms you are not allowed into. And what one whale does in the dark, you feel in the light. The very next day, IBIT shed $528 million, its second largest daily outflow on record. Across all of May, the fund bled $1.41 billion in net outflows, one of the sharpest pullbacks since these ETFs even launched. Here is the thing about concentration. When ownership is spread out, one seller is a ripple. When 4% of the supply sits in one place, one seller is a wave, and you are the shore. So sit with the irony, because it is the whole lesson. Bitcoin was built so that no single institution could control the money. Its entire reason for existing was to make a BlackRock impossible. And in just over a decade, the market handed BlackRock 4% of it, in one fund, traded in dark pools, moved by whales whose names you will never know. The technology kept its promise. The technology cannot be controlled, but the wrapper around it can be, and almost everyone chose the wrapper. And this is exactly what I mean every single week when I talk about ownership. Not the logo on the asset, the control of it. If your Bitcoin lives in someone else's fund, held by someone else's custodian, you do not own Bitcoin. You own a promise from a company, and companies break promises for a living. Owning the actual thing, holding the actual keys, is harder. It is less convenient. And it is the only version where a whale in a dark pool cannot decide your morning for you. They told you Bitcoin was freedom from Wall Street. Then Wall Street bought it, wrapped it, and put 4% of it behind a door marked private. The fund grew. The dark pools opened. And the same people who would have laughed you out of the room a decade ago now collect a fee every time you buy in. The lesson is not that Bitcoin failed. It did not. The lesson is that convenience is how they take back everything you fought to own. Hold your own, or hold nothing. If this got to you, that is the point. Owning the thing itself, with your own keys, always beats owning a paper promise from a giant who can move it in the dark. That is the ownership stuff in practice. MXEL at MXL.com. Stay loud.